Over the years, I've worked with countless people who struggle with health anxiety, money or career anxiety, and intrusive thoughts. People who worry about their loved ones dying, often since they were young, and worry about their own death, either directly or in the form of struggling with change, loss, and uncertainty. Most people struggle with change and uncertainty, but some are more attuned to these fluctuations than others. Uncertainty is a part of life, yet one of the scariest places to be is in formlessness, in groundlessness, in nameless fear or nameless grief or nameless dread. As human beings, we aren't very skilled at sitting with groundlessness, which is why the mind wants to attach on to something tangible, something it thinks it can control. At the core of intrusive thoughts is the need for certainty. At the core of health anxiety is the need for safety. At the core of money or career anxiety is the need for security. Our culture tells us that we can find safety and security by choosing the right partner, making the right work choices, or living in the right house. Our ego tells us that we can find certainty by obsessing over a specific question in search of an answer. None of these paths lead to certainty, and none of them quell the anxious mind. Ultimately, we must be willing to let go of these misguided attempts to try to control, which is easier said than done. How do you let go? How do you live with uncertainty? How do you swim in a sea of formlessness when our greatest fears are around the unknown? These are questions that I'm asked every day in my work. These are questions that I've grappled with in my own life and that I hear in some form from my sensitive sons. These are archetypal questions and they deserve a response, which is why I've created this course. Just like you wouldn't sail out to sea without a compass and anchors, so we can't swim in a sea of formlessness without a map. This course is a map. The tools I teach are anchors. Humans throughout history have relied on anchors and maps to help us find ground in groundlessness and footholds in uncertainty, but our culture fails to teach them. Health anxiety, money or career anxiety, the fear of loss and death, these are arrows pointing us in the direction of healthy footholds, the soul's way of trying to guide us to solid ground. How would your life be different if you weren't buffeted daily by the fear of loss, but instead felt buoyed by a deep sense of trust? What would open up inside if you could continue to heal your anxiety and intrusive thoughts from the root? Are you ready to find out? Take my hand and let's begin.